This is Barry Zalma speaking for Claim School Incorporated's blog, Zalma on Insurance. Today we're going to speak about a case that found that an insurance fraudster was a very, very bad man, and why insurance fraudsters are seldom convicted of insurance fraud, but are convicted of other crimes, proving that insurance crime does not pay. In my experience, those who commit insurance fraud in the property casualty basis are seldom arrested, and even more rarely are they tried and convicted. Roberto Torner was an insurance criminal who avoided arrest for his insurance fraud activities, but because he was a serious criminal and dangerous, he was arrested, tried, and convicted of many violent crimes. Unhappy with his conviction, Roberto Torner filed a motion to vacate his conviction and sentence in the United States Court of Appeal for the Middle District of Pennsylvania, who on November 1, 2023, decided to keep Mr. Torner in prison, perhaps because of the facts, including that in June of 2015, the Luzerne County Drug Task Force commenced an investigation into Roberto Torner after receiving information about his heroin trafficking and firearms activity from a confidential informant. Investigators subsequently used the CI to conduct a controlled purchase of approximately 5 grams of heroin from Torner, his girlfriend Liza Robles, and his associate David Alzugaray-Lugones. The controlled buy and conversations leading up to the event were captured in a series of recorded phone calls and body camera videos obtained by the confidential informant. The ATF commenced an investigation into Torner, Robles, and Alzugaray-Lugones involving suspected arson, insurance fraud, and firearms offenses. On August 28, 2017, after obtaining information about Robles's historical firearms purchases and activities, and after interviewing witnesses who reported recent instances of Torner possessing firearms, the ATF executed search warrants at Torner's properties, and during the execution of those warrants, the ATF recovered multiple firearms and ammunition. The ATF interviewed additional witnesses who relayed accounts of Torner possessing firearms. Torner was granted pre-trial release after being charged in a criminal complaint and the subsequent indictment. Thereafter, the ATF obtained information from witnesses that Torner possessed C4 explosives while on pre-trial release. On January 5, 2018, law enforcement officials executed a search warrant at one of Torner's properties, where they recovered approximately 1.5 pounds of stolen U.S. military C4 plastic explosives. Following a 12-day trial, Torner and his co-defendants were convicted of all counts, and Torner was sentenced to 270 months of imprisonment, 5 years of supervised release, and a $20,000 fine. Torner challenged his conviction and sentence on direct appeal, only to have the Third Circuit Court of Appeal affirm his conviction and sentence. Torner alleged that counsel provided ineffective assistance at trial for failing to seek suppression of recordings. A review of the motion and the government's brief, as well as the law and the claims, made it clear to the U.S. District Court that Torner's claims were without merit. Torner has not shown either the denial of a constitutional right nor that jurists of reason would disagree with the court's resolution of his claims, and the court denied Torner's motion to vacate. In my opinion, since I have spent the last 55 years working to help insurers and police authorities to defeat those who commit insurance fraud, and disabuse authorities of the fact that insurance fraud is a nonviolent crime and a crime without victims, judges have, in fact, in my experience, been known to say from the bench that an insurance company can't be a victim. In this case, the ATF took an insurance fraudster, and instead of dealing with his insurance crimes, convicted him of crimes of violence and possession of weapons and stolen explosives. His activities defrauding insurers and dealing drugs were ignored, and his other criminal conduct stopped the fraud by putting Torner and his co-defendants in prison, and stopped his work as an insurance fraud perpetrator. A small victory for the defrauded insurers who have no way to even seek restitution. But at least one insurance fraudster has been taken off the streets and imprisoned. This video was adapted from my blog, Zelma on Insurance, which is available free to anyone who clicks on the URL zelma.com/blog. You can subscribe to the blog and receive notice of every blog posting, usually 5, sometimes 6 a week. And you can also get access to the more than 4,650 blog postings. You can also subscribe to the videos on YouTube and on rumble.com. And if you do, I'd appreciate it if you click on the like button at YouTube and at the thumbs up button on rumble.com. If you're interested in learning more about insurance, insurance claims, insurance fraud, and insurance law, you might consider subscribing to my Substack publications for a very small fee of only $5 a month or $50 a year. Thank you for your attention.